Hello everyone, I hope you all are good. Today's topic is lines and angles, and in this video we will be learning about some pairs of angles. You already know about the angles and their types, how we name an angle. Here we will be dealing with pairs of angles, not the single angles. The very first one is the complementary angles. This is a pair of complementary angles. Now when two angles are given, there is a condition when that pair of two angles can be called complementary angles. The condition is sum of angles should be 90 degree. So when we are given two angles, if we add them and are getting the answer as 90 degree, then those two angles will be called the complementary angles. Here we have examples of complementary angles. Here an angle of measure 30 degree and 60 degree are given. Together they are making an angle of measure 90 degree, which means these two are complementary angles. Here again we can see plus 65 degree will give you 90 degree. So these two pairs are the complementary angles. Now it is very important to note that there is no term as complementary angle. One angle cannot be called complementary. It is always the pair, and in this pair, in such a pair, each angle will be called the complement of the other. For example, in this 30 degree angle, this angle will be called complement of 60 degree. In the same way, 60 degree will also be called complement of 30 degree. So each of these two angles, each of the angles in a given pair of complementary angles will be complement to the other one. Here also degree is complement of 65 degree, or we can say 65 degree is complement of 30. So to find complement of any given angle, we have to subtract that angle from 90 degree. For example, if I want to find complement of 38 degree, I want to find complement of this angle. So complement of this will be 90 degree minus this angle 38 degree, which comes out to be 52 degree. Second pair of angles is supplementary angles. So for a pair of angles to be called supplementary angles, the condition is their sum should be 180 degree. If we take two angles and add them, and we find that the sum is 180 degree, then we will say the two angles are supplementary angles. Here are the examples of supplementary angles. Here 60 degree and 120 degree. This pair is pair of supplementary angles. In the same way, 68 degree and 112 degree is making a pair of supplementary angles. Just as we have done in case of complementary angles, here also each angle in such a pair will be called supplement of the other. 60 degree will be called supplement of 120 degree, and 120 degree will be called supplement of 68 degree. In the same way, this 68 degree will be a supplement of 112 degree, and 112 degree will be called supplement of 68 degree. And now if we want to find supplement of any given angle, we will subtract that angle from 180 degree. Let us take an example here. Let us try to find supplement of 75 degree. To find supplement, we will be subtracting 75 degrees from 180 degrees. So our answer will be 105 degree. In the same way, you can find supplement of 105 degree, which will come out to be 75 degree. Next, we move towards another pair of angles, adjacent angles. Now, for two angles to be called adjacent angles, there are three conditions which these two angles must satisfy. The very first condition is the two angles must have a common vertex. Secondly, there must be a common arm between the two angles. And the third condition is the non-common arms are on either side of the common arm. Let us understand adjacent angles through examples given here. Here, three figures are given. First and second figure are representing adjacent angles. Let us find out. In the very first figure, you can see this point. This point is common between the two angles, angle 1 and angle 2. So angle 1 and angle 2 have a common vertex. The first condition is satisfied. Second condition is, you can see the arm which is given right in the middle of 1 and 2 is the common arm. This arm is common between angle 1 and angle 2. So the second condition is also satisfied. Third one, these two arms are on either side of this common arm, and the third condition is therefore satisfied. So the non-common arms are on either side of the common arm. So we will say angle 1 and angle 2 are the adjacent angles. In the same way here, angle 1 and angle 2 will be adjacent angles. You can clearly see a common vertex, a common arm, and non-common arms on either side of the common arm. Now look at this third one, this figure. In this angle 1 and angle 2, we are talking about these two angles. We are trying to check whether they are adjacent angles or not. Now here the very first condition is not satisfied by these two angles. This vertex, the vertex of angle 1 and vertex of angle 2 are not coinciding. So the very first condition is not satisfied here. We will not be checking for the other conditions, and we will say that these two angles are not adjacent to each other. The fourth pair of angles is linear pair of angles. Now this can be taken as an extension of adjacent angles. Now here the starting pair of angles will be adjacent angles. We will be talking about two adjacent angles which add up to give us 180 degrees. Such angles are said to make a linear pair. So its proper definition is a pair of adjacent angles whose non-common arms are opposite rays. Such adjacent angles will be called a linear pair of angles. You can see linear pair of angles in this figure. here angle 1 and 2 are adjacent angles, and also you can very clearly see their non-common arms are in exact opposite direction to each other. That is, together they are making a straight line. The non-common arms are making a straight line. So this is an example of linear pair of angles. Next we'll talk about vertically opposite angles. This is another pair of angles. Now whenever two lines intersect each other, as you can see here, whenever we are given two lines which are intersecting each other, we will be getting four angles. These two angles are vertically opposite angles. Angle 1 and angle 2 are vertically opposite to each other. In the same way, we can see these two angles are also vertically opposite to each other. So angle, we can name these angles as angle 3 and angle 4. Now when two intersecting lines are given, we will be having two pairs of vertically opposite angles. Here angle 1 and 2 are vertically opposite angles, and angle 3 and 4 are also vertically opposite angles. Also here you can also check another pair of angles can be found from such lines. For example, angle 1 and angle 4, if we take these two angles together, they are making a linear pair. You can very clearly see a straight line being made between their non-common arms. In the same way, angle 1 and angle 3 are also making a linear pair. Angle 2 and angle 4 are also making a linear pair. Angle 3 and angle 2 are also making a linear pair. So whenever two lines will intersect, we will be getting two pairs of vertically opposite angles and four pairs of linear angles. That is, linear pair of angles will be getting four such pairs.